So I'm starting a Netflix series. No, fuck me. I'm starting a series called Netflix, which I basically just talk about a bunch of movies from Netflix. And today I picked a few to talk about. Just some of my favorite movies. I mean, they're not all of them are perfect movies, but I just for what they are and for what they do, they're just, in my opinion, great movies. Let's go over the first one, which I'm really excited to talk about. Dark Knight is an excellent movie. This movie is such a masterpiece, my opinion. I don't see any problems in this movie. The characters are great. It takes so much time to develop all these characters well. Joker, Batman, Harvey Dent, Jim Gordon, all of them are so well written and they're just so well done. The drama is perfect in this movie. Joker is a fantastic villain, I gotta say. Let me talk about Joker. Joker is such an intimidating and fairly scary-ish villain. He just works so great in this movie. He's so intimidating, and all his not speeches but monologues that he gives about scars are just so amazing, and they're not cliche at all. The villain works perfectly. Christopher Nolan really did take time on screen and off screen to develop his character the best he could. In my opinion, he's one of the greatest superhero villains of all time, period. Because there's so many great scenes with him. All the scenes with him are perfect. And they're so well written, and they're so dramatic, and they're just so good. Batman is also a great hero, I guess. And, adding Joker into the thing, you really see, that Batman needs to become something greater than he is, because he starts off kind of ignorant and he tries to do, the best he can or some shit like that. He does have flaws. He's not like some like awesome hot dude, because he does have flaws in this movie and he does have to make mature choices. And he does lose a lot of people, and you really do feel that within him. Jim Gordon is also a great character, too. Yeah, he's kind of flawed, but again, he does try the best he can, in his path to make sure that Harvey Dent doesn't get corrupt or anything. He just, wants to keep Gotham safe or whatever. I don't really give a fuck. And those three characters are amazing, especially Harvey Dent, because he's so distracted by Joker that everyone forgot about how good Harvey Dent was. All his scenes are excellent, too. And there's just so many great scenes with him. It's really more of a character study than a crime thriller action superhero movie. And a lot of the superhero stuff is really good. There's some really good action scenes in this movie. There's some really fantastic ones in this movie too. First two and the one in the middle are, in my opinion, one of the best action scenes. Even if you don't really like all of the action scenes in this movie, frankly, I do. But, at least you have this great music that plays throughout. They really do use a lot of practical, just fucking pyrotechnics and shit and it works perfectly, and it's so amazing. The only CGI parts are when Batman's getting out of the Batpod, which at first I didn't even notice was CGI. And the airplane falling, and I think Harvey Dent's like fucking burnt was CGI too. And I was like, that all looked perfect. And then, you know, you guys got his fucking face burned off. And it looks real and it looks gory. Like, I don't even know how they did half this shit. And they did fucking, like, flip over a goddamn truck. And the sound effects in this movie are so great. Just listen to, like, the just sound effects. Problems? I don't think there is problems in this movie. The events are just really random and just like kind of all over the place. And honestly, I don't really blame this movie because then again, Joker does say that he just kind of does shit randomly.
You know what I am? I'm a dog chasing cars. I wouldn't know what to do with one if I caught it. You know, I just do things.
People complain about how like this is just stupid shit in the movie, like, oh, how did the Joker do this, and like how did it like fat bomb and whatever. I mean, like, what? It doesn't really matter. He has a henchman that does all this shit for him. You know, like, how did he get the bombs in the hospital? I don't fucking know. He has like 10 billion henchmen or whatever that help him do all this shit. You don't really focus on these stuff because really what you're focused on is the characters and the drama of this movie. And a lot of the action scenes are really great. And there isn't some like giant, you know, oh, we're gonna fight on the fucking rooftop. You know, there's some there's dialogue exchange, and it's great. I will say there's some nitpicks, just nitpicks, like when Harvey Dent fires a gun, you don't really fires like the gun a few times. There's not like blood or anything. He doesn't even like. There's this scene where he like shoots the gun and there's no impact. He just kind of cut to a sound effect. I'm like, what? Whatever, those are just nitpicks. Overall, it's a perfect movie in my opinion. No, it is a masterpiece. I would definitely recommend it to you if, you know, you're a fan of dark superhero movies, then I would suggest this. Even though there aren't too many superhero moments or whatever. I don't even give a shit. Our next movie, Kill Bill Volume 1. Now, I've never seen any of Quentin Tarantino's movies before, because frankly, I really don't give a fuck about him. Upon seeing Kill Bill Volume 1, I've really gotten an interest for him, because I'm just something about his style in this movie. It's kind of over the top at times, but it works in this context. And there's so many great, fantastic action scenes, and all the samurai stuff is great. And, you know, it's just all out a revenge story. I don't have that many problems with the movie. I don't even have barely any problems. I can't really point out that many. I like the usage of a lot of the colors, you know, there's just up the saturation, the brightness, and the exposure. And there's a lot of great usage of colors. There's a great action scene, which is just black and blue and looks fantastic. The lead actress is great. There's so many great dialogue exchanges in this movie. All the monologues that these characters gives are just so like noir, and they're so excellent, and they're so well written. Now that I've watched this movie, you know, I'm planning to watch more of Quentin Tarantino's movies because I just love his style in this movie. It's just so out there. So yeah, let's move on to Hardcore Henry. This movie is
fucking awesome.
This is the first-person shooter movie, well, first-person movie that ever came out, and this is so fucking awesome. You just have to see it. There's so many things that they do that they're just so over the top, just fucking hardcore. There's a lot of parkour scenes in this movie, and they're so amazing. It doesn't have a story. The story elements are so fucking convoluted and just stupid. You just kind of have to go with it. The action scenes are amazing. Like that, I mean, that's the only thing you'll get out of it, because it's just non-stop action and action and action. And there's some great banter in this movie too. So many just fucking over-the-top scenes and just like crazy shit that they do. And I want to see more of that in more movies like this. So yeah, that's it for my Netflix series thing. I'll be doing more of this because I also want to talk about Jason Bourne, Scott Pilgrim, and many other more Netflix movies, including Roma, which I really want to talk about. But yeah, that's all for today. Scrap all the 2018 movies. Fuck those.